Welcome to part 2 of this video series of my top tips for beginning teachers. This one is all about relationships. So all 4 tips I'm giving in this video are to do with relationships. So tip number 1 is to build relationships with your students. This might seem obvious, but the more I teach, the more I realize it's potentially not obvious. I think teachers get distracted by the worksheet they want to hand out and their routines of the classroom and the decorations they put up, and sometimes they forget that the people that they have in the room are actually people. That it's really important to build relationships with your students, getting to know them individually. So what sports do they like? Are they creative? What do they like outside the classroom? Do they have a big family? Just getting to know them as people. And the more you get to know your students, I guarantee the more you're going to enjoy going to class, because you guys spend a lot of time together. But if you don't actually get to know them, then it can be quite a chore. But if you build that relationship, it's not just about them liking you, it's about you liking them as well. You're going to get to know them, you're going to like them, and it's going to make a big difference when it comes to classroom management. They want to get to know you. They want to like you. They just need a little bit of help to get there. And when you get there, then they're going to want to work well for you. They're not going to want to disappoint you. And so classroom management issues just reduce so much. There are definitely going to be some kids that you're going to have to work harder with to build that relationship and to build that rapport, but it is well worth taking that time and the effort to do that. Tip number 2 for building relationships is to build relationships with other teachers. I guarantee you the best PD that you will ever receive is going to be from the teachers around you. They have been through this all before. They have great ideas. They've tried things in their classroom. They have learnt from their mistakes, and they also understand the system of the school that you're in. It's your first year, but it's not necessarily theirs. And so they're the people that are going to help you most. The best PD I ever had was just being sat next to an incredible teacher. I learnt so much from her and from her knowledge and from her experiences that she was willing to share with me. And I cannot even compare that with the numerous other PD things I've been on. But just being next to her, having those really rich and valuable discussions has made the world of difference to my career and to who I am as a teacher. And I really strongly encourage you to try and find that person. Find that teacher that you connect with, that you can have those rich discussions with, that you can talk about education with. It's going to make your job so much more enjoyable, and you as a teacher, you're going to become so much more powerful with the knowledge that you gain from just having those really rich connections. Now, this teacher does not need to be in the same faculty or on the same year group as you. They can be in a completely different teaching area, and you can still learn so much from them. The other reason to build these relationships with their teachers is that you're around them every day. They're also people too, and it's going to be a two-way street. If you are open with them and you share your resources with them, yes, even though you're a beginning teacher, you still probably will be designing some fantastic resources. So share them with the other teachers, ask them for feedback, be open with them, and they will be open with you as well. Tip number 3 is to build relationships with support staff. These people make the school work, and they are going to make your job so much easier. I can't even list off how many support staff there would be in a school, but I'm talking about your administration staff, your tech support, teachers' aides, support staff in the classroom, lab assistants. I'm a science teacher, so the lab assistant she's the greatest thing ever, and she absolutely makes my life so much easier. But if you can build really positive relationships with the various support staffs across your school, not only is it going to make their job more enjoyable, but it's also going to make you feel more comfortable about asking them for help when you need to. I think support staff are some of the most underrated people in a school. You need them, and literally their job is to help the school run and to help teachers teach. So build relationships with them. Tip number 4 is build relationships with parents. I do feel like often they get a bit forgotten at school, out of sight, out of mind. But if you can, right from the beginning, build positive relationships with these parents, and I'm talking about like before there's an issue. Obviously, you're going to have to make contact through the year as various issues might arise. If you already have a positive relationship with the parents, then those sorts of phone calls are going to seem far less daunting for you and also far less daunting for the parent. Make contact with them, let them know that you're their child's teacher. This doesn't have to be hard. It could just be a little simple email home letting them know who you are and what you're going to cover in that term. It could be a little handout that you give to your students to give to the parents. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but it's just making positive connections so that they know who you are, you know who they are, and you can get ready for some of the hard conversations. It's so much harder to have the hard conversations when you haven't had any conversations before that. And I think it's important too to also make contact when students are really thriving in the classroom. Don't make it just that you call when something's wrong. Give them a call when something's good as well, and then that will really help you to build those positive relationships. They're part of the team too. Definitely include them in your classroom in that way and include them in your teaching practice. Through this video, you've been able to see how important it is for you to build really positive relationships with the people that are around you in your teaching environment. And I promise you, if you do that, it is really going to help you to survive your first years of teaching.